Hey, what's happening? Now, I don't know whether it's just me, but it feels as though there's a real sense of negativity in the air around Liverpool Football Club's fans in particular at the moment. All you've got to do is cast a cursory glance online and it just seems like people are kicking off left, right and centre. And the fume and the fumometer, as it were, seems to go from one end of the scale of like just people grinding the teeth to absolute meltdown. And if there is level-headed thinking going on, it doesn't seem to be taking place online, certainly. And it did make me think very much like, is Liverpool in a really bad position in terms of the transfer market? Now, I did a video a week or so ago when we said, like, just go and sign some players. Sign some players. And we have done. Mohamed Salah come in. Dom Solanke was already boxed off. But the likes of Naby Keita, that's not been sorted yet. The player wants to move. Why haven't Liverpool made a bid? Why aren't they going in there and doing whatever it takes to make that transfer happen? Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain apparently rejected a final contract offer from Arsenal. Liverpool want him. He's interested in Liverpool. Why aren't Liverpool making that happen? Go and make that happen. Spend the money. Do it. Do it now. Left back. Why haven't we signed a left back? We need a left back. It's identified that we need a left back. Where is this left back sign? If it's Robertson, and I don't care if it's Robertson or not, if I'm honest. It's only a lad from Hull. Why haven't we just got that done as well? Centre half, Virgil van Dijk. If that deal is dead, why haven't Liverpool gone in for another signing? And look, added to that, you've got Alexander Lacazette signing for Arsenal. You've got Man United throwing big money in the direction of Morata, Lukaku, whatever. Everton have bought 50,000 players. I've genuinely never heard of any of them, but they've done it. They've bought players. And yet the question marks over Liverpool's ownership continue to exist, and they will continue to exist until they stump up the cash required to buy the players that Liverpool want to buy. But is that enough for negativity? And I'll be honest, I wasn't feeling really upbeat about the upcoming season or pre-season. There's this pervading sense of dread that's just permeating its way into my life, and it's coming from my phone screen, it's coming from my social media account, because Tom, who does Red Men TV with me, we were driving down to London at the weekend. We were doing a trial match for Ball Street FC, and we started to talk about it, and he said, I'm really excited for the new season. I can't wait to see us play football again. Can't wait to see the matches. Can't wait to see how we line up. Can't wait to see the players playing back on the field again. And I thought and I went, yeah, yeah, me too. Maybe things aren't quite as bad as all that, because Tom's a very angry human being. He's a very angry man. And if even he's dead excited about the football, then maybe I need to give my head a wobble. Maybe I need to look a little bit better at things. So I thought about it, and I thought, let's just park the transfer stuff for 2 seconds. Let's just think about Liverpool and where they are at the moment, and why there's every reason to be buzzing our tits off the football comes back again next week. So let's start with last season. Undefeated against all of our top team rivals. When does that ever happen? Inevitably, the games that actually stand out in your memory when you finish a season are the ones you've lost against your rivals. You know why? It hurts more when they wind you up about them after the fact. And you know what? Ask a Man City fan how that feels. Ask a Chelsea fan how that feels. Ask a Spurs fan. Ask a fucking Arsenal fan how it feels when they think about playing us last season. Not only that, we got to break Evertonian hearts at Crimbo. Ho ho. Ho ho ho. Ho fucking ho. We scored 78 goals. 78 goals without a genuine top-class recognised centre-forward. Harry Kane scored 29 goals in the league last season, and yet we were still able to bang in that many goals, and including the fact that the 3 top goal scorers in that team, 2 of them spent large swathes of that season out injured, or in May's case at the African Cup of Nations, and the other, Roberto Firmino, who was the guy tasked with leading the line. Say what you will about whether he's prolific or not, played a lot of games from the left wing and the right wing as a result of other players being injured. But we can't defend! Yeah, you know what, we can. We actually can defend. We got 5 clean sheets in the last 6 games of the season. That was +10 and -2 in terms of goal difference in that spell when we needed to, when we put the emphasis on making sure we kept it tight at the back. This team actually did it. This Liverpool team know how to smash teams, they know how to win games in the last few minutes, and they know how to grind out results as well. We can now get 9,000 more Liverpool fans into Anfield. There's a glorious stand there, and you know what? Even more importantly, finally, the redevelopment of Anfield and the surrounding areas. Lallana's stopped being a 60-minute-a-game weed and has turned into an absolute Terminator-like football god. Simon Mignolet isn't shit anymore. We've got local lads in and around the first team. Trent's coming through. Even Flano's back in the squad. We've got Tony Barrett in the club working as a liaison between fans and the club itself. Yes, we've got a CEO who loves Liverpool Football Club, who's slapping down trolls for his own amusement. We're licensed on Pro Evo, and we've got the best kit in the league this season, bar none. Woo! And listen, let's unpark the transfer thing for a second. Here's the thing, and I'm going to paraphrase and expand upon a quote from my good friend Steve Hoare. We, and I count myself in this as well, as much as I wish I wasn't in this, I wish I could sometimes take my own advice. I get wound up by transfers. I get wound up by a lack of activity. But here's us as fans getting wound up, and we're spending our days and nights stressing, constantly refreshing our Twitter feeds, banging out angry status updates, tweeting to the owners, melting down left, right and centre about Liverpool not taking more positive, decisive action in the transfer market. Everything feels fucked. Our heads have collectively gone. What's Jurgen Klopp doing? Yeah, Jurgen Klopp, who is ultimately the man with whom the buck stops, the man who needs the best possible players. He needs the best possible team. His entire future at Liverpool, his reputation within the game, look, his livelihood and his primary passion in life, football and playing football and winning football matches, is completely and utterly compromised by how Liverpool approach transfers, how they conduct themselves in the window, and them getting in the players that ultimately he needs to be a success. If we don't get them in, if things don't get sorted as likely, it increases the chances of his failure. And you think he would be massively wound up by that. He has to be. We all would be. If the people who were responsible for the key elements of our jobs were making our jobs more difficult, you would be raging. I would be raging. We would be rioting in the streets. What's Jurgen Klopp doing? Yeah, he's in Ibiza with a fucking umbrella on his head, having a bevy and a dance, probably to some hardcore German techno, smoking bifters and just having a laugh. That looked like the face of a man who's concerned about how Liverpool are conducting themselves in the transfer window, who's concerned that Liverpool aren't getting the business done, that FSG aren't delivering what he needs, that Michael Edwards isn't spreadsheeting his way to success. Looks like the face of a man who thinks that it's all under control, really, doesn't it? And yet, look, Liverpool are back in training now. This is when the real business of it starts. The players are starting to come back. He starts to get his grip on them. He starts to get them prepared for the new season. And this won't continue forever. If more players don't start to arrive sooner rather than later, it does put pressure on. You've got less time on the training field before the season kicks off, less time to input what you want from them and get it drilled down into them. And of course, you start to open up doors to a world where you reach the back end of the transfer window, and if you've gone all in on a particular player and for whatever reason, for reasons outside of your control, it doesn't come off, you leave yourselves in a very perilous situation. This happened with Konoplyanka. This happened with Clint Dempsey. We don't want to see that happen again. And of course, those will be the fears that exist, that live at the back of our brains. But you know what? Look at Jurgen's face. If you find yourself getting stressed out, look at him. Look at him. With an umbrella on his head. Anyway, just my thoughts on Liverpool transfer window meltdowns and positivity about the club, for what it's worth. Subscribe.